Welcome. I'm Mark Verkler, and I just want to ask a couple questions and answer them. Uh, First of all, are we wired for revelation? Did God create us that way? And does science agree that maybe we are wired for revelation? Because the Bible does teach that we are. Science does agree that we are. And it is revelation or, quote, enlightenment that is what transforms us. It's not me grunting and me striving. So, one of the people who's done quite a bit of research in this area is Professor Dr. Andrew Newberg, MD. He works in a university in Pennsylvania. He's got some videos out, books out. Very interesting studies. If you type in Newberg, Newberg, on the Community Guide Ministries website, it'll take you to some blogs that I have written where I cite some of his research and some of the videos that he has out, which are remarkable. He'll hook people up to different electrodes around their brain and have them pray in tongues and then describe the electrical changes that take place within them. So that's pretty interesting experimentation, which you probably don't see very, very often, but millions of people have come to watch those videos. As you go and look, you'll see how many millions, and the number just keeps going up and up and up. So the Bible does agree, that we live by revelation. Jesus said, I only do what I hear and see my Father doing. And he says, I'm going to pour out the Spirit upon you. You're going to get dreams. You're going to get visions. You're going to prophesy. So over and over, the Bible demonstrates revelation, and Jesus lived it. And then he said it's available for us also. And now science has come along and said, yeah, you are absolutely wired to receive revelation. So I want to talk about the way that I do it and maybe a couple wrong things I want to try to avoid. Okay. I want to choose the right approach when I'm looking for transformation. And the right approach, I think, is found in 2 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 18 and chapter 4, verse 18 and 19. He says, we're transformed while we look not at things seen. So we're not looking here at the visible world, but things which are not seen. We're looking in the spirit world. We're seeing Jesus. We're seeing what Jesus is doing. We're seeing what God is doing. Einstein said, I want to know God's thoughts. The rest are details. Um, many creators and inventors, they're using the eyes of their heart. They're seeing in the spirit world and they're receiving revelation. All right, so that's what I want to do. I want to look into the spirit world. I want to see Jesus in action. I want to say, Jesus, would you enlighten the eyes of my heart? Ephesians 1:17 and 18. And then I want to quiet my mind. I want to put a smile on my face, tune to flow, and journal out and the flow that comes to me. That's called a living work, not a dead work. It's not something I came up with. It's something that came to me from the river of life, from the fountain of living waters, from the river that flows from the throne of God. It came from flow, didn't come from Mark Verkler's brain. So Mark Verkler's brain can produce analytical reasoning and dead works, and my strength of my right arm can produce a dead work, but a living work is something that is birthed by the Holy Spirit, anointed by the Holy Spirit, empowered by the Holy Spirit, and transforms by according to the power of the Holy Spirit. All right. So one wrong approach that I would definitely want to avoid is for me to struggle and work hard on my own and think that this is going to do it. Because he said, no, it's not your labors, it's my power that accomplishes. All right. And another wrong approach that I avoid, make a point to avoid it. I don't want to just envision things that I want to envision and say, well, this, I would like this. So let me just picture this until I create it. Now, there is creative ability there. Okay. But Jesus didn't live that way. He said, I don't do anything on my own initiative, which means that he didn't choose what he was going to envision that. He said, I just do what I see my Father doing and hear my Father speaking. Now, the Father was abiding in him. That's what Jesus said. The Father abides in me, and we have the Spirit abiding within us. So it's not hard to get this revelation from God. It's flowing from within us. If it was hard, then I may want to go and create an image on my own, but it's not hard. So I don't need to, nor do I want to create a vision on my own that I hold up and seek to become. I want to receive God's vision for my life and for my day. And trust me, it's a lot different than my vision for my life and for my day, because my vision is limited to Mark Verkler's abilities, very small in comparison to God's vision for me. and for you. And so you're going to be a lot more successful and a lot happier if you're living out of God's vision rather than something of your own. So just kind of a summary statement here. We are in union with the Holy Spirit. He who joins himself to the Lord is one spirit with him. There is a flow of life out of your innermost being shall flow. So we cease our self-effort. We tune to flow. We fix our eyes on Jesus because the flow is going to come from the place where my eyes are fixed. If they're fixed on Jesus, it'll be a pure flow. If it's fixed on something else, it's likely to be an impure flow. Okay. I see Jesus at my right hand, just like King David did in Acts 2:25. Tune to flowing thoughts, flowing pictures, write them down, create out of them. If it's a major thing at all or a questionable thing, I submit it to my wife, my spiritual advisors, 2 or 3 spiritual advisors to make sure I'm on the right track and I'm creating what is truly from God and not just a vain imagination from my head. All right, so yes, we are wired for revelation and we're transformed while we look. It's not a thing seen, but things which are not seen. And the things in the unseen world we look at, we fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. That's my approach as a spirit-filled Christian, and I offer that to you for your consideration, your prayer, and hopefully your adoption. God bless. It's Mark Brickler signing off.